their life is at threat, and you want them to stay in the country where their life is at threat, to clarify.
Yeah, the richest of the people pay the most tax. Ask Drake. But there's a lot of women out there that don't want to vote. There's a lot of
What? Why'd
Republican.
you
There's a
say
lot of
that?
no. I'm just saying.
Why'd you
There's a
just
lot
randomly?
of
I said the right
Republican.
to vote. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
uh, for the border and getting men out of girls' sports.
Okay, so I would love to be able to debate you on trans issues because I think that like what you just said is
No, we
dumb,
can
but
keep
like
that
we
out. I
can't
understand.
because TikTok
Sorry.
doesn't allow us to. I've been
Yeah,
banned like
that's okay.
multiple times this week. Literally
So,
just for any mention.
so
But what
people
was the
are
first thing you said?
leaving
The
the.
border. Can you name like one
Yeah.
border policy of Donald Trump's that you like?
So remain in Mexico.
Remain in Mexico. Okay, you know that that applies to the legal asylum process, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think that people who are seeking asylum from Mexico should stay in Mexico while they're seeking asylum, while their claim is being
Yes.
processed? Okay, well then what's
Yes.
the point of the like what's the point of like the asylum process?
I mean, it's for real things. We can't prove asylum for everyone. How can we tell if we don't have ID or anything on these people
No,
that they're
wait, tell me
really
what is the
being
point
pushed
of
out?
what's the point of asylum?
So if they're under threat or anything, like say if they worked for the cartel and then switched to go to the police and their lives are under threat, they need to go seek asylum.
Okay, so their life is at threat and you want them to stay in the country where their life is at threat, to clarify.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
just
it's
like we
crazy.
have
That's
safe
crazy.
houses,
That's crazy that you cannot say that you believe in the asylum process, but then you do not believe that people who are seeking asylum should be able to stay in the country, right? Or be out
no,
of the
no, I'm
country in
saying,
which they are seeking asylum from. Like, that is
no,
actually
I'm saying,
insane. That's the whole
how do we
basis of the
know that
asylum
it's true?
process.
How do we know that them seeking
Well,
asylum
then you
is
make the
true?
process, you verify the claims through the court system quicker. They can stay in the country while you do that.
No, they can stay
Yes, they
in
can.
their country and with
No,
all
that's
the
where they're
people,
seeking asylum from,
hang on,
dude.
hang on,
Oh my
hang on.
God.
With everybody that's seeking asylum, they should all band together, and Mexico should start a safe house for them and shut it down. And then if people are seeking asylum, they can stay there longer until we get everything figured out.
You are literally violating the very basis of the asylum process when you do that. Okay? Like actually you're going against the very basis of it. The point of the asylum process is that they can get out of the country that they're seeking asylum from.
But if there's so many people seeking asylum, should they not coalition together?
Should they not what?
Should should they not get together and be able to start something in Mexico that keeps them safe? If there's 200,000 people, shouldn't that be enough to band together and make them safe over there
Dude,
with the Mexican government?
imagine using this same argument throughout history for like people like Cuban Americans that were fleeing Cuba or like Jewish Americans that were fleeing like Europe, right? Can we use like any level of like brain cells here? Right?
Yeah,
Like
because we're not at that point, and there are more people willing to take those people in. Not, it's not like Yahtzee Germany. People
okay.
are more educated now because they have more information
Okay.
than they did in Germany back then. So, yes, we could
Okay,
set up
listen.
more ports for people in different countries.
There's an issue right now because there's an information overload for a lot of people and they're just not like critically thinking at the information, so they'll just accept what they're given, okay? So there
Right,
needs to
and
be
I
a
agree
critical
with that.
thought process applied towards the information. You can't
But
just
who teach
rely on
but
what's that?
but who teaches that, you know? Like so me who voted for Trump sees it differently than you who voted Democrat. And so how do we band together and how do we reach across the aisle instead of just having these arguments online? How do we all start reaching?
These conversations are reaching across the aisle because I
Yeah,
engage in conversation with the other side. What wouldn't be doing that is like if I were to live in an echo chamber and never talk to the other side. I do that constantly. Like you can't say that like I'm someone who's living in an echo chamber. I'm constantly working with the other
I'm
side.
not.
And
I'm
what I'm
just not
telling
talking
you
about you.
is Republicans are not willing to work with us. Okay, they're
And
not willing to work with us to get people health care, to get people child care, to get people housing affordability. They're not willing to work with us in terms of climate change policy. They're not willing to work with us in plenty of scenarios, but they're willing to like send money across the world. You blame Democrats for us sending like money around the world, but the Republicans are the ones not voting for that, right? Like the social
that's
policy, like the
because
healthcare, the
everybody.
housing, right, the child care, right? But they are voting for the foreign assistance.
No, I
So
think
like
that it
that's
should be
actually the
separate
Republicans' fault.
bills. No, I think it should be separate bills, and that way we can all agree to one thing and try to, if we
Well, I just
agree
want to let you
on
know,
one
in
thing,
Congress, things are put together because compromise exists. That's what
I
working with the other
understand.
side entails.
So can I tell you that there are Trump people, but we're not MAGA? So like I voted Trump, but I do not agree with Roe versus Wade being turned over.
So you don't agree with Roe versus Wade being overturned, yet you voted
I
for Donald
don't.
Trump. So I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
vote for Donald Trump if he were trying to like undermine the 19th Amendment?
So we're on common ground. What is the 19th Amendment in your eyes?
And it's like women's right to vote.
Yeah, but there's a lot of women out there that don't want to vote. There's a lot of
What? Why'd
Republican
you
there's a
say
lot of
that?
No, I'm just saying
Why'd you
there's a
just
lot
randomly?
of
I said the right
Republican.
to vote. I just want to let you know, Sarge. Granting the right to vote to someone doesn't mean they have to vote. Are you okay, dude? Are you against
I,
women's rights to vote?
no, I'm just saying that there are Republican women that don't want to vote. And and that's what Kamala's campaign, or Miss
Kamala.
Harris, sorry, Miss Harris, that's what her campaign lost on was white women, right?
So they did vote.
No, white women didn't vote according to Joy Reid.
So how did she? Okay, all right.
No, that's what she said after the election.
Okay.
She
So
said white women did not come out and support Miss Harris.
who said that?
Joy Reid on the re on after the
I just
election,
want to let you
that's
know,
what she said.
disproportionately did. It's white men that didn't. Like, I'm just gonna be totally honest. I don't know why someone would blame that on white women. Obviously, like, I would hope that every group would have voted for Harris more, right? But white men voted for Harris at way lower rates.
All right, but can I ask you one thing?
Go ahead.
What is there one thing that you would be able and you agree with to reach? So Gavin Newsom and Charlie Kirk,
Oh, that's so cringe.
they no, that's what I'm saying. They had some things that started a lot of online things that stirred up uproar, right? So what is they agreed on women's sports. What would you be able to reach
Sarge,
across
I
the
just
aisle
told you
on?
earlier I can't talk about that, but I disagree
No,
with
no, I'm
Newsom
not.
on this because I don't think that it applies to everyone who is trans,
Okay.
right?
I, I respect that, but what is one thing that you would be able to reach across the aisle on?
What? What is
What
one
it
thing I can agree that we can reach across the aisle on? Okay,
yeah.
let's cut taxes on the middle class.
But if we're paying it, who's going to get the taxes? If the rich don't pay the taxes, the middle
Rich
class
people
has to, right?
rich people increase tax. So increase tax on rich people, decrease taxes on the middle class.
But if he's crashing the market,
Oh,
how is he
hold up.
making his rich friends
Do you
richer?
do you disagree with increasing taxes on rich people to decrease taxes on the middle class?
Yeah, because they pay all the taxes now.
Okay, so
The richest of the people pay the most tax. Ask Drake.
okay. Did you know that like the top like 400 billionaires they actually paid a lower effective tax rate than the working class?
Right, but what is that? You say that, but you don't put numbers with it.
I can give you like an article. Look up working class pays higher effective tax rate comparative to top 400 billionaires. Our top
All right.
100
So
wealthiest families, right? And
so what is
you can see a
what are
Washington
the
Post article, and we'll cite it.
well, I mean that's but what are they paying that we don't pay?
What do you mean?
So do they pay the same taxes that we pay, but just at a higher rate? Like I make, let's say I
So
make eighty
no, there's
thousand dollars a year
no. I'm
compared to
talking. I'm
someone
talking.
who
Hey,
makes
listen.
2 million a
I'm
year. They
saying.
pay more
Listen.
taxes.
I'm saying effective tax rate, and
So what is
that's tip.
effective tax rate?
You don't know what an effective tax rate is?
I'm just trying to make sure we're talking about the same thing. So I want to ask you what you think that is.
I'll give you an example to explain it to you.
Okay.
If I end up paying $250,000 in taxes, and I have $1 million, my effective tax rate is 25%.
All
My
right.
marginal tax rate could be higher, right? Say it's a 33% marginal tax rate, but maybe I had some deductions, right? So I ended up paying 25% rather than the 33% because of the deductions. So that's my effective tax rate.
And so how many people does that person employ?
What?
So if you're saying it's all of
I
these
didn't give you an
business
example of
owners,
anyone who like employs anyone.
so all of
And
these
Bob, thank you for the
people
five
that we're
dollars.
taxing high rates already employ most of the workers in the US who pay taxes. So if they didn't employ people, where would our tax money come from?
So if they didn't employ people, where would our tax money come from? You understand that
Right.
if they didn't have workers, where would their profits come from?
Exactly. It's all a, but you're not saying who's paying the taxes. I'm asking if these people didn't have workers that paid taxes, why they
If
should
they didn't have
get,
workers, they wouldn't be able to make any money.
right, that's what you just said.
Okay?
So if if
So
if
why would I
Jeff
care
Bezos,
more about decreasing taxes on the billionaire than care about decreasing taxes on the working family that needs help paying for their children's like food, shelter, right, and literally education? Okay?
and so what is wrong with Elon and them going in and finding out the fake people that don't need it,
The
and
fake
then
people?
they still keep,
What
but they
fake
will still
people?
keep. So say there's an able-bodied person that can work is getting disability. So say someone had back surgery and they're saying that they can't work, but they can. They're cutting their grass, they're working on their
You're
home,
saying
they're do
fraud?
yes. So
To
that is
clarify,
what Doge is doing.
the guy appointed by a literal fraudster is going to be the guy to cut down on fraud.
Well, what who's the original fraudster?
The literal fraud, Donald Trump, he was held civilly
What
liable
what
for business fraud.
what when?
What do you mean when? Right? This
Well,
was
I mean, so he's a billionaire, so how did he have I I thought those 34 counts were not fraud. They couldn't name it, and that's
that's
why
falsification of business records. You're thinking of different things. Okay,
no,
there's so
you
many things that Donald Trump
everybody
has done that's bad that you don't even know what case you're referencing.
no, you so
It's a
you're
different
talking
one. I know. There's a lot of cases, a lot of crazy Donald Trump's done. But geez, dude, it's a different case. Appreciate the
so
galaxy.
do
Thank you
you
so
think
much.
that he would have got
Thank
convicted
you.
in a red state
Yes.
if that same trial was held in a blue state?
What? I think he
So
would.
he got
I think he would
so
have.
he got
Yes,
found guilty in a blue state, but he would not have been found guilty in a red
he would
state.
have been found guilty in a red state.
No way.
I do think so.
No, it's all politicized.
Okay. Do you have any good evidence of that?
Yeah, Hunter Biden's laptop.
What, dude? What? Okay.
Well, because
What in the Hunter Biden laptop?
51 FBI agents signed off saying that was Russian propaganda, but yet they still
No. They
used,
were saying it might be.
again, that there's still data on that that shows that that changed the election in 2020. And I know Joe Biden
Why?
was the
What in
president.
that was bad? What in the Hunter Biden laptop is like criminal offense that is like a violent offense or anything like that?
bringing um the workers that sorry, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on TikTok, but there's escorts that he flew back and forth that broke the law.
What law? And also, like,
You're not
can
allowed
you?
to bring people and fly them to different states and sleep with them for money.
Okay. I'm confused. Are you comparing someone are you
No,
comparing
I'm
Hunter
saying that
Biden like paying for sex to like Donald Trump being like a sexual offender?
no. Well, he's
Like, I'm sorry, you know that
I'm,
that's legal in other countries, right? Like,
which one?
well,
Sex
one,
work?
it's
Yes.
legal in Las Vegas, right? Which isn't a
Right.
country; it's a city in the United States, right?
Right.
But
But
in
just like you're
Germany,
not allowed
in
to
Ger
transport drugs,
okay,
you can't transport
wait,
paying for
transport.
if it's illegal in that state. So he could have flown girls from Vegas that's in the laptop to DC, and
Do I
it's
think
not
that
legal in DC.
so to clarify, Hunter Biden, which is the son of someone who didn't even run in this election, is somehow relevant to Kamala, whether or not you would have voted for Kamala Harris. Okay,
Oh
somehow
no, we
relevant,
haven't even.
and it's like an example of him paying for sex.
But
Like,
we haven't
I
talked
wouldn't do
about
that.
Kamala
Like,
Harris
I would never do that in my life. I think that's kind of like I wouldn't do that myself. Like, never. Right? I have a beautiful girlfriend. I would only ever want to be with my girlfriend. I don't understand how this is like something that's relevant at all towards like running for president of the United States.
No, so
You
what
could
I'm
even say
saying
it's
is that
bad. You could even say it's bad. How the does this mean that you shouldn't have voted for Harris?
because she ran the same campaign that 51 FBI agents lied, saying that
That
the
it
Hunter
might wait
Biden
hold up
laptop,
that it might be Russian disinformation. Like, I'm sorry, that's not a
yeah.
lie. That it might be. It might have been at that time. That's the information they have.
So, so it wasn't a lie when the woman from Iowa came out with an 11-point swing saying that Kamala Harris was going to win
Kamala.
Iowa. You, sorry, Miss Harris.
I don't know if it was with 11 points, but yeah, that was wrong. I'm confused what your point is.
No, so I'm just saying they all lie.
Wait,
Every they all lie about their reports. And we don't find out about it until later that it's a lie. They act like it's a solid
what
truth of
report?
what's come
What report?
any report,
The Doge
any
reports?
reporter that's no any report that said Kamala Harris was
Kamala.
winning. Sorry, Kamala, is that right? I'm
Okay,
sorry,
wait.
I'm
You
not
mean
trying to be
poll?
disrespectful.
You could just say that the poll didn't have an accurate depiction, right? Yeah, like
Right, but
what's
do
wrong
you
with
not
that?
think so that I feel like that's swinging, trying to swing the election and giving you
What?
false hope.
No, you understand that like polls can go different ways all the time. That's just how polls work, right?
But how did
Like
but how
what?
did Trump win
There
every
could be
swing
some
state?
part of the polling process they accidentally fucked up on,
Then how did he win every swing state?
because people attributed inflation to the incumbent president without good reason.
I don't understand how you can believe the the articles that said Kamala was up,
Kamala.
Miss Harris was up when, but yet they lied to you and she lost, and you can still believe those articles in those papers that
What articles? What papers?
the the ones that said Miss Harris was winning. How can you still
I
believe
never said
them?
I believe the poll. I don't know why you just randomly started talking about polls. When did I say this? I never said anything about polls. You okay?
So you didn't think that she could win?
I thought she could win.
And that was
I
just
said it
on
was
your own tuition. It wasn't because you looked at any polls.
I said it was a coin flip, and you could look at polls. That doesn't mean that those polls are 100% accurate. The polls can be wrong, right? For in terms of pinpointing the election, it's like literally a data point for like something that you would take on an aggregate basis and average for, right? So you look at
And
average polling.
and so do you think Democrats have a shot in 2026
Uh, yeah,
if they keep doing choose your fighter videos
yeah,
and
dude.
all of that?
I think Trump's already losing out on on plenty of support.
Like what?
I've had countless people come out of my life and say that they regret voting for him.
Well, for what are the reasons?
Because they didn't vote for him to be America last, right? When talking about like possibly using the military to take Panama and Greenland, right? Or like having the U.S. own and control Gaza, right? Or some people actually figured out that he was held civilly liable of sexting a woman after the election. Some people realized that he pardoned people who pled guilty and admitted to violently assaulting police officers on January 6th, and they're like, okay, I can't support that. That's crazy.
So why does Tara Reid have a
Some
hundred
people in
million
response
dollar
to the fire
lawsuit out
workers, and some
against
people,
the
can
DOJ?
I finish?
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, some people in response to the cutting of benefits realized that like, oh, right, I shouldn't support this guy. Some people realized when their friends lost jobs in the federal government, right, that oh, maybe I shouldn't have supported him. Some people realized when some people that they knew that were good friends of theirs or even possibly family members of theirs were deported, right? They realized it was a bad thing, right?
And so, do you know anyone who has been deported?
In my personal life,
Yeah,
I don't know anyone in specific in my personal life now.
yeah, me either.
Okay,
And
so
so, right. So,
does that mean that people haven't been deported and people's family members?
no,
Like, look at the chat. There are people in the chat right now that have people who have been have people in their family members that have been deported.
right. But are they illegal or are they,
Does
what's
that?
that?
I don't even think it matters if they have not committed a violent crime or a bad crime. Why do you want to deport them?
Because, so say you have a small leak in your boat. You want to stop that leak as fast as you can before your boat sinks.
What is this guy saying, bro? What leak in the boat? I'm confused.
So
What
anybody
leak?
that thinks that
What
they're
leak are you
allowed,
referencing?
illegal immigrants coming and crossing over without doing it the right way, and that is what I'm saying is that
Why is
you
undocumented
have,
immigration bad?
because you don't know who those people are going to.
Why is that bad?
What?
Why is that bad?
So say you and your girlfriend have a kid and you just throw that kid out there. Does it matter who your kid's coming home to?
What? I'm so confused.
So you're no, what I'm saying is you're
What is this guy
saying that,
saying, dude? What is this guy? I'm so confused how that even relates. I'm saying I asked you why undocumented immigration is bad.
and I said because you don't know who that kid or person is going to. You don't know if that's their family or someone they know. It could just be a random person that they go to.
Wait, okay. I don't know why you just
Where is it
go
vetted?
to what? Okay, why do you need to vet?
So you know who is coming and who they belong to.
Why do you need to know who's coming?
Because there is people from China getting across too. And isn't China one of
What's wrong
our
with people
biggest
coming from
threats?
China? Why are the citizens of China coming to immigrate here like a threat?
Yeah, because they will end up like Eric Swalwell and with Fang Fang and get secrets from the US.
That is crazy that you're assuming that people immigrating from China are just trying to get secrets for the Chinese Communist Party against the US. That's insane as
No, I'm not saying all, but I'm saying some.
as if people from China can't just fly here and get that intelligence anyway?
But so
Is
how
your
did,
brain functioning properly? I'm sorry, that's
but is
insane.
yours, how did Eric
Yes.
Swalwell get tricked then?
I don't know why you're bringing up Eric Swalwell. I never defended Eric
Because
Swalwell at all.
because I understand, but he's still on your side.
Okay. Okay, do you want me to like blame you for Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yes, you
Okay,
should.
I
She's
will,
terrible.
cause
And
she
her
literally,
boyfriend that
So
has
have you seen the space lasers, the space
no,
lasers have caused
trust me, I am not a
tremendous damage.
fan
Those
of
space lasers have caused much more. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out some of the other videos that I posted on my channel. Plus, you can watch my daily live streams where I debate people every single day on this YouTube channel. Just make sure to subscribe and like the video if you have not already, and have a fantastic day, everyone.